My greatest enemy was within my own house. The person who was supposed to be my hero became a great villain, and the only way I saw out of this was to end it all. My mum was a spiritist. She received the spirits inside our house, and many times my father would hit her. He didn't know how to deal with such a situation, and he was an alcoholic himself. He drank a lot. At 12 years old, I was abused by my father. When he first tried to abuse me, I screamed for my mother. He threatened her. He told her if she told anyone he had touched me, he would kill her. So, she simply kept quiet. Then, I told her, "Mum, if you won't help me, I will run away." So, at 12 years old, I ran away from home and went to live on the streets. I would search through bins to find food and would sleep underneath a tree. Later on, I met a man who offered to help me, and he invited me to his house. We began a relationship, and I had my first daughter. During the quarantine, after I gave birth, I was taking medication to prevent becoming pregnant again because I didn't want any more children and felt a bit afraid. However, I unexpectedly fell pregnant with my second daughter. I started following my partner, and I discovered that he was a drug dealer. I had already been suffering from depression since the episodes with my father in my childhood. I then decided to separate from him and went back to live in my father's house. One day, while looking for a job, I secured a vacancy at a bakery. One day, coming back from work, even before I got out of the bus, I saw many police cars at the door of my house. Several police officers were guarding the door, and they prevented me from getting inside. But then, I saw two social assistants bringing me the children. My two daughters. My father had just abused them, and so my father was taken to prison. The thoughts that came to my mind at that moment were, now he will go through what I went through. He will feel cold and have cold showers. However, my wish was not granted. After a period of time, my father was released. One day, when I came home from work, I heard screams. As I was climbing the stairs, I didn't make it in time because I'm sorry. She came down, rolling down the stairs, covered in blood. I looked up and I asked, "What have you done to my mum?" He laughed. I took her to hospital. My mum had a tumor in her brain and died as a result of the beatings he gave her. My depression only got worse. I tried to kill myself by throwing myself in front of a truck. However, at the moment I was going to do it, a person came in front of me and said, "Don't do this." After that period, I was in my bedroom folding some clothes, and I felt a sharp pain in my chest. When I went to the hospital, the doctor ordered a scan, which revealed I had just experienced a pleural effusion. I then entered a coma. I overheard the doctor talking to the nurse. He asked, "How's the woman in bed 16? To which the nurse answered, "Doctor, she isn't getting better." He said to her, "If she does not show any signs of improvement by 2:30 p.m. tomorrow, we'll have to switch off the machines. Due to the infection in the hospital, we must discharge everyone." I thought to myself, that's it, God. If you exist, please bring me out of this alive. After that, I blacked out. It felt like I entered a deep coma within myself. I didn't see or feel anything until the next day at 2:30 p.m. which is when the nurse would switch off the machines. That was when I woke up. I said, well, I thought as I was still unable to talk. So I thought, wow, God exists. After 7 days, I was discharged from the hospital. When I arrived home, there was a man waiting by my door. He looked at me and said, I don't know you, but the God that is inside me knows you. And all the suffering you're experiencing can have an end. I'm inviting you to come to the church. I said, that's nice, but which church? It does not matter what the name is on the outside, he answered. What matters is that my God will be waiting for you at the altar. I said, I accept it. I want it. That's how I arrived at the Universal Church, completely traumatized, with complexes. But as time passed, and after 2 months, I decided to get baptized in water. When I left the baptistry, I said, now I am no longer the same person. I stopped taking medication, my depression was gone, every trauma had ended, it was gone. But that was still not enough. I was happy, completely healed, but one day, the pastor said a word which spoke of forgiveness. Then I thought, that's it. The Holy Spirit won't have me because I cannot forgive my father. I remember leaving the church, taking the bus home crying because I felt he did not deserve my forgiveness. At the same time, the words echoed in my mind saying, but you don't deserve anything either. I stopped at the gate and called, Father, there was a huge lump in my throat. Forgive me. He looked at me and asked, forgive for what? I said, I don't know. I only know that I have to ask you for forgiveness. He didn't understand a thing, but he hugged me. When he hugged me, I felt as if a weight was being lifted from within me. Then he said, I accept it, and I also ask you to forgive me. All of this was essential for me, allowing me to receive what was to come for me, the most precious thing, right? One day, in a Wednesday meeting, I told God, my Lord, I am here. If you want this rubbish that is here, you can do whatever you want with me, because from now on, I am decided. In that moment, I was filled with a deep sense of assurance. It's even difficult to explain, but I had joy, I had peace. What was most remarkable was hearing him say, in a very clear way, I am with you. It was the richest, the most special thing someone can receive. I left there with all the guidance I needed, but that the world outside couldn't give me. The Holy Spirit is the opposite of all of that. He came with assurance, with joy, and with peace. He made me forget all my traumas, even the landscape. When I leave the church, I would look around and see a life in color. It's no longer a life without color, like I had when I suffered from depression. After leaving, I had a strong thirst to talk about Jesus. I wanted to shout to the whole world, He is here. He spoke to me. It is real. I say with complete certainty, I can lose a child. I can lose a relationship. I can lose a job. I can lose anything. However, I ask him, Lord, do not take your spirit away from me, because if you do so, it is all over. I am nothing without him. Today, to everyone's surprise, I look after my father today. He is 81 years old. I no longer have any bad memories or sadness inside me. On the contrary, I look after him with a lot of love. My daughters were also healed from the traumas they had. I am a new daughter, a new mother, a new woman, and I am a woman that's completely happy.